At that time, I didn't think nothing of it, that he was spending the night with Kirk Burrowes either every Wednesday night. He got a whole girl at home, but he's spending the night with Kirk Burrowes. He's staying at Kirk's house. Yo, all right, cool. Didn't think nothing of it. I think they were boyfriends, you know. I think, my honest opinion, I think Kirk was in love with Puff to a certain degree. And Puff was used.
Gene Deal didn't just say that Kirk Burrowes was pushed out of Bad Boy Entertainment. He dropped a chilling hint about how Diddy allegedly handles the men he feels he needs to control. For years, most people believed Kirk Burrowes, the co-founder and former president of Bad Boy, lost his position over a contract disagreement or a bad business fallout. Gene Deal has long suggested something far darker was going on, involving fear, power, and alleged recorded humiliation. As many people know, Kirk Burrowes wasn't just an executive, he was Diddy's godbrother. He helped build Bad Boy from the ground up. While Diddy was the public face of the label, Kirk was the one running things behind the scenes. Yet for decades, the industry painted Kirk as unstable for suing Diddy over his 25% ownership. He was labeled bitter. He was called dishonest. But the level of fear Kirk showed never lined up with a normal firing or business dispute. That's why people are now asking a serious question. Why did Diddy seem so determined to destroy the one man who knew all his secrets? Here's where things take a disturbing turn. Gene Deal may have already given the answer years ago. People just didn't connect the dots until recent lawsuits came into play. He didn't just describe Diddy as a harsh boss. He implied that Diddy allegedly used his famous pool parties to trap and control subordinates. And when you line that claim up with what happened to Kirk, the timeline becomes unsettling. Before getting into the specific allegations about secret recordings, it's important to understand the environment Gene Deal warned about. He described the relationship between Diddy and Kirk not as brotherly, but as deeply complicated and disturbing. Gene openly said that people in the streets believed they were lovers. For years, that was brushed off as gossip. But when those comments are viewed alongside Kirk's recent lawsuit, some people believe it points to alleged non-consensual sexual dominance.
And runs around there to Big's car. All that around the block, I ran down the block, that's bullshit. When we got in front of the car, he jumps out the car, ran over to the big side of the car. So now I'm behind Puff, and I'm looking down the block and everything like that.
So the big question becomes this: why would Diddy deny extra security for his biggest artist while they were in a city known to be dangerous for them? Gene Deal strongly suggests that Diddy was already making moves to either cut ties or stir chaos by tightening control over Kirk Burrowes, most likely using alleged blackmail material gathered during those pool parties. That kind of leverage would allow Diddy to influence security decisions without ever getting his own hands dirty. In a documentary series, Kirk Burrowes himself said, "I was the first to call it RICO, but people acted like that had to be a lie." He knew about the enterprise, and because he knew, he had to be destroyed. Some might ask, if Kirk left Bad Boy in the 90s, why does any of this still matter today? Because according to the lawsuit, it didn't stop when the contract ended. This is the part that convinces people it wasn't just business. It was about control, obsession, and power. The complaint alleges that Diddy continued to intimidate and harass Kirk for decades. One incident described in the lawsuit is said to have happened as recently as 2019 at a Diana Ross birthday party. Picture this: you're a former executive trying to rebuild your life, and you walk into a public event only to see the man you say abused his power over you standing there. Kirk claims Diddy aggressively grabbed him in what looked like a fake bear hug, pulled him close, slapped him on the backside, and groped him in front of everyone. According to the allegation, Diddy then dared him to react. People online say this lines up with the booty snatcher behavior Vivica Fox once warned about when talking about power dynamics, except here it's described as physical in public. The message, critics say, was dominance, a way of saying, I still own you. As many know, Diddy has spent the last year largely silent as pressure has closed in around him. He is currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center facing